My friend Ruth said that I need to post things, my thoughts that I have. So this is for Ruth. I was thinking today about how easily I get angry about things. And I've been really evaluating my responses to things lately to see, if they're unhealthy, should I change them or how to address them? So what's the root behind it? And this morning as I was pondering that, I thought, well, anger normally comes from sadness or fear. And it's also actually a stage of grief. And we've been talking in church and in other circles, just in my community, of influence about grief. Now, anytime you experience a loss, whether it's a loss of a dream or a loss of a loved one or a loss of health, a loss of anything, you tend to go through the stages of grief. And we need to acknowledge that, right? And I thought, I made the connection between those two ideas. That I am an idealist. And that means I have a lot of things that I hope for in relationships with other people or in friendships and all these things, and or even my day or my schedule. And I thought, I bet, this thought connection came this morning. I get angry because I'm experiencing grief and loss all the time because of either unrealistic expectations or, but to validate that anger and look and say, wow, this is because I have a grief happening or a loss happening right now. How can I change that loss or my perspective so I'm not losing all the time? So instead, I can see the beautiful things that are around me. I just thought it was interesting that sometimes our anger triggers are because of stages of grief that we're going through, and to acknowledge it, why we feel that loss, why we feel that grief, can be valuable in addressing how we want to respond, and maybe look for the future and think, okay, if I have expectations for friendships or sibling relationships or parent relationships, or it could be in health, or it could be my day schedule, or whatever it is, I have an expectation of this. And then know this about myself, and that I tend to hold on to that as something like I'm going to have that as an idealist, but then say, wait, these are potential things, but if they don't happen, that's totally great. And so instead of setting myself up for grief and loss continually, maybe I can change my perspective and look for things with optimism, but then not feel crushed maybe as much when they don't happen. So we'll see how that happens. But just an interesting thought I had between anger and potential loss, especially in the lives of idealists. So there you go, Ruth. Have a beautiful day, everyone.